everybody, welcome back. This is Sparks Comics here, and today's video is going to be a haul video. I went digging over the weekend and found some good comics and things that I was looking for at least. But before I get into that, I just wanted to remind everybody that I have a giveaway going on, and that giveaway will end when I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So go over to that video. And I've changed the rules because the first set of rules were a little confusing, and it's just you have to be subscribed to the channel and you gotta just drop a comment on that video. So just to remind you, if you haven't seen that video or if you haven't forgotten what the prizes are, the first place winner will get Venom 25 second printing and Venom 25 third printing. The second place winner is gonna get Thor number 6 and Thor number 7. Some cool issues here. And the third place winner is going to get the free Comic Book Day Spider-Man book. So go over to that video, drop a comment, and once I see it, I'll let you know that you're entered, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. There's some bonus entry opportunities if you go over to the Instagram at Sparks Comics and find the giveaway post there and tag 3 friends. So that just gets you a bonus entry into the giveaway, but dropping that comment on the other video gets you your entry. So let's get into the haul now. So actually, this first set of comics is something that I don't usually pick up anymore, and it's Star Wars comics, but some of these were pretty cool, and I've missed picking up Star Wars comics. So here we are. So this is Star Wars Age of Rebellion Special number 1. This is the Jen Bartel variant, which I really like the cover, and that's why I picked that one up. I also picked up, I think this is the regular cover for Age of Rebellion Special. Really cool Yoda cover. And picked up Age of Rebellion Han Solo and the Perel cover variant for that as well. And then lastly, the Star Wars Age of Republic Darth Maul, really cool cover. Couldn't pass that up either. So just a couple Star Wars comics. And so let's dive into some other things. Picked up Winter Soldier number 1, which is the first appearance of, I think his name was RJ. And I actually was gonna look at this because I remember there was a printing error for this book that had some Venom in it. I doubt that's going to still be sitting on the shelf and be included at this point. I think anybody, once they heard about that, went through their books and put that away or sold it as an error book. Doesn't look like it. This looks like a complete book, but still, I really liked the character. I hope that they bring that character back sometime. He is kind of like a I think he'd be a good, like Bucky, how Bucky was to Captain America. I think he'd be good to kind of be a sidekick for Bucky, but who knows what they'll do with him. This was a cool one. Ghost Rider, original Ghost Rider number 1, which reprints Marvel Spotlight number 5. I like that cover, and being able to reread the first appearance of Ghost Rider is kind of cool. Picked up another copy of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 2, which is an early Miss Marvel appearance, and it has an enemy for her in that, and her interacting with S.H.I.E.L.D. It's kind of a cool book. I don't know, speculation on that's going to go anywhere, but I've been picking it up every time I come across it, so went with it again. And then we have S.H.I.E.L.D. number 9, which is the first appearance of Stake. I don't remember where in this book that happens, but I believe it's Stake is what the name of the organization for the Howling Commandos, or is it the first appearance of the Howling Commandos? No, it's the first appearance of the Howling Commandos. So here they are. I would love to see the Howling Commandos appear in the MCU at some point, especially this group is really cool. The different kind of horror creatures that don't always get to play in the big leagues, and then the fact that they're on their own team. And I think so. There's some first appearances within that Howling Commandos team. So definitely a fan of the Howling Commandos. And so seeing this, I was like, $2, gonna pick it up. It was a $6 cover price book, so good thing to have, hold on to for the future. Also picked up, this looks better than the copy that I already had, but What the #3. Cool Spider-Ham. I believe there's a first appearance of somebody in here, but somebody related to the Spider-Ham story. And then we have Secret Invasion #1, which I thought for $2, not a bad thing to pick up if we end up going to a Secret Invasion storyline, and I never had it. Plus, looks like it's a Delato cover, so that's always cool. Then I've got Infamous Iron Man #1, and it's the John Tyler Christopher action figure cover. So really cool. I'm going to try to get the pop for Infamous Iron Man, and so that will display well together. I need to get this into a new bag and board. Now this one was really cool to come across. It's Storm #11. It's a Stephanie Han cover. I believe not variant. I think this was just the cover art, but I love Stephanie Han's art, and so this was a must-have for me. Then, not the best copy, but it's Captain Britain and MI13 #1. So this is the first appearance of the Black Knight as part of MI13. So with Black Knight coming to the MCU, maybe we're gonna see some other things happen with the Black Knight. They're still out there kind of on the speculation what's gonna happen there, but I figure Black Knight is a good place to look to have some comics for speculation side of collection. But also, I actually really like the Black Knight. I have his very first appearance and Dane Whitman's first appearance, so I don't know, I kind of like the character. I don't see him around anymore, which is kind of sad. I did get to read him in the Avengers miniseries for Empire, so that was cool, but we just don't get Black Knight around in the Marvel comics right now. So if he ever returns to the Avengers, I'd probably pick the Avengers book back up again and keep reading it. Also picked up this one. This was I don't know, I didn't know this ever happened, but Ms. Marvel 11 and Aranya's on there. So I didn't know that Aranya and Ms. Marvel had teamed up at any point. So that was another cool surprise. Let me see. Might as well, I'm not gonna keep that one and put it in a new bag and board. But do they meet during this, or have they known each other? That's what I want to know. And let's just flip through here real quick. So far, I am not seeing Aranya. So that's the other thing is she even in here? So she says Aranya at some point. And okay. Alright, so they do know each other in this. But it looks like maybe there's, it's a recent acquaintance at this point. So yeah, I really wanted to read more of Aranya. I have her first appearance and I have her issue 1, her first solo series. So more I can pick up for her, I'll be happy. So here's a cool Venom cover. It's X-Men Blue number 25. There's one of the Venom 30th anniversary covers. I love this. This is fun. It's a fun cover. It's looks like Fran Cavill, maybe. It might be one of the two artists. Somebody else has a really interesting signature in here. But cool cover. That's why I bought that one. And so, the thing that you'll probably see is all of these are $1 or $2 books. So here's a Spectacular Spider-Man 108, which is some Sin Eater, I think earlier Sin Eater. So that one's a pretty cool one. I didn't have that in my Spider-Man collection, and at some point I'm hoping to fill in all of the gaps in that collection, starting with Amazing Spider-Man and then going to Web, Spectacular, just Spider-Man, to get the whole gambit of it. I was gonna end with all the Spider-Man, but I got these 2 Spider-Man, I got something else, and then back to Spider-Man. So this one is Web of Spider-Man number 50, and so I love this the homage to number 300, but still being unique. We've got all these other characters in on the cover, so really cool. I hadn't actually come across this in the wild before, so picked that one up. Now this one was, for me, really cool. Second printing of Gwenpool's first appearance. So that was cool to find for $2. And then finding her second appearance as well. So I was kind of shocked to find that, actually. My store usually does a really good job of keeping up on things like that. They've been pretty good on second printings. I guess Gwenpool really hasn't taken off like some of these other young characters. So honestly, if you're looking for a character to try to invest in and hasn't taken off yet, probably her. She came out somewhat around the time, a little bit after the time of Spider-Gwen and Miles and such, but she was more around the time of Riri Williams and who else? A couple others around there. Moon Girl was around that time too. But she's gotten some bump in like the cover that I have, the variant for number 1, the 1 in 25 or 1 in 50. But otherwise, I haven't really seen, her books go up too high. So who knows? It's a fun character. I think probably she would be good in like an animated thing. I can't ever see her coming to the MCU unless it's in an animated thing. And so with MODOK being an animated show, I think, show or movie, and her and MODOK have been enemies, maybe that's an in for her down the line if MODOK's still around. Who knows? Miss Marvel number 6 from volume 4. This is the Civil War variant. I love these variants just because the kind of that callback to the original way the Civil War books were done. Also picked up the volume 2 Spider-Gwen number 1. I love the art for this, and I love Spider-Gwen, so figure let's pick up another copy of this. And so there's the rest of these, except for one thing, are going to be Spider-Man books. So we've got a Delato here for Dead No More Clone Conspiracy #2. So there was a period of time where I kind of missed out on a bunch of books because I wasn't picking up stuff from my shop regularly enough and got really behind. So this was during that time. So going back and getting those pieces. Then I've got Amazing Spider-Man 596 and 98. So a cool Venom and Spider-Man book, and then this crazy thing. I don't have a lot of books in this time period, so definitely looking to expand what I'm picking up from that time, those numbers. And then I've got Avenging Spider-Man #14, which is also a Delato cover. Really cool cover. Then I kind of went down the Ultimate Spider-Man rabbit hole. So we've got Ultimate Spider-Man #160, which is a second printing variant by Mark Bagley. So that was a time where there weren't a lot of second printing variants, so that was cool. And then Ultimate Fallout #1, which I know isn't Ultimate Fallout #4, but I was like, okay, $2, I'll take it. And then I picked up some Miles books from his first series. So I got, we've got issue #8. So this was a really cool cover. Issue #13, looks like he's shaking Captain America's hand. Issue 16, it's really cool. And issue 16.1, I believe something happens in 16.1. I don't remember what this, I think it's a first of something. Issue 17 here, and issue 18. So really cool to come across these for $2. Figure why not. Also have issue 154 for Ultimate Spider-Man, and issue 2, which issue 2 is the first appearance of the Bombshells. So I don't know if it's the first appearance of either of them separately, but it's the first team appearance of the mother and daughter, who the daughter goes on to become a friend of Miles. And I don't know if she actually officially became part of the Champions, but I think loosely associated with the Champions at least. Plus, this is a really cool cover. So that was a cool one. Now this one, these last two are not Spider-Man. Sorry, not last two. Let's do the last Spider-Man one first. So this one is Avenging Spider-Man 15.1, second printing variant. And so this is possibly the first appearance of Superior Spider-Man. I know there's another book that also could be the first appearance, but this is really cool because one, it's a second print with Spidey and Doc Ock's first encounters on the cover, so that's really cool. But this is where he's saying, I did it, I finally beat him, I beat Spider-Man, and then he, has his evil laugh. I think this is where he, goes in and says that he is, I don't know, he goes in and he's talking about how he has become Spider-Man and how he did it. and you know what his plans are now. So that's kind of cool. And then we see, you know, Superior Spider-Man #1 advertisement for January 2013, which I didn't even realize this, but that's a Stegman cover. Huh. All right. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I'll look at that more later. But really cool to find the second printing variants of books from that time period when second, third, fourth, fifth printings weren't a thing. I think one of the first Marvel books where we see a lot of printings happen was Edge of the Spider-Verse #2. But that was because this idea of Gwen Stacy becoming Spider-Woman and, you know, Spider-Gwen was such a cool idea to people at the time that it got all those printings versus other books in that time frame. That wasn't something that was happening. So I don't remember who did the cover on this, but it's a really cool cover. It's Totally Awesome Hulk 15, which is the first team appearance of the Protectors. And so we get Silk, we get Miss Marvel, and we get Amadeus Cho as Hulk. We get I think it's Shang-Chi. But, so this is like that Asian team before New Agents of Atlas comes about. So 3 of them stick around for that. Miss Marvel's not a part of that, but this cool team up right here. And if Silk ever comes to the big screen, and Miss Marvel we know is getting her own TV show, I guess Silk and Sony rights would have to allow those kinds of things to happen. But I love Silk, so pick that up. And then the last one, is Hawkeye #1, which is volume 3, and this is the first appearance of Ramon Watts, which is her best friend, and also she goes on to later have superpowers of her own in the recent West Coast Avengers series. So I got 2 copies of this, and this one came, originally it was in, they just had a pack of these just chilling. And so I picked up the whole pack, but because it had no price on it, I could only get one of them. So I was gonna pick up a bunch of them. I think with Kate Bishop coming to the MCU, we're gonna see her best friend at some point. So that's my speculation on that book. I think she's a shoo-in to eventually show up in the MCU with Kate Bishop coming in. And starting her out as just her best friend, I think, is a great place to go. And then what they could do is then introduce her powers, you know, down the line too. I think that's a cool idea if they do that. So that's why I'm picking these up. Kate Bishop's really cool also, so it's a good book to have. So if you come across that, I think go ahead and pick it up. It's definitely worth it. So that's my haul. Again, thank you guys for watching, as always. If you haven't, go over to the giveaway video. Go drop a comment on that. If you want a bonus entry, go over to my Instagram, drop a comment and tag 3 friends on that post, and you'll get that bonus entry from doing that. And that's it, easy enough. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we're gonna go live and do the drawing. And so I'll post or talk about it in a video before I schedule that. You'll see that scheduled on the YouTube page, so hopefully you guys can make it to that when we get to do that. Thank you, and as always, collect what you love. See you next time.